Alright guys, so we had pasta for lunch, nothing's feeling sore, so tonight we're having sushi. Hello everyone! There's not really a whole lot to update in terms of this tray change. This one was much easier than the last one. So the last one I had a lot of tenderness in one of my lower teeth. I really don't feel anything with this one. This morning I had oatmeal. I think I'm gonna go get a salad. I haven't had any problems really at all. Nothing feels tight. I was a little concerned. A lot of people on Reddit, for whatever reason, say that tray 5 is like the worst, and I'm on tray 5 now and I have literally no pain with it. Not even soreness. I just want to keep you guys posted. I haven't brushed them. I didn't brush them this morning. I just put them in some Polident last night, thinking they would be okay. They are gross. A little bit, but not as much. So I'm gonna clean them up, show you what they look like after. All right, and there we go, all cleaned up. They look a lot better. My teeth are actually looking really good. This is in week 2. I talked about why I got Invisalign and how I had this deep bite issue, and how at the end of a tray, basically like the tray would still be hitting my upper teeth, and how that felt kind of uncomfortable for the first couple of weeks or so. I really don't have that problem anymore. My teeth have come down. I've actually been noticing that one of my lower teeth, it peeks out finally when I smile without my trays in. So that's pretty cool. I think that's the main update I have. Eating and everything was fine. After switching these trays, I ate whatever I really wanted to. So it is Sunday today, and I will keep you guys posted throughout the rest of the week. Good morning. I had a dream last night, like a really scary dream that I almost thought was reality about my Invisalign. So you guys know I have this deep bite issue. Basically, I had a dream that because I soaked my trays in Polident, the trays broke and my teeth like popped up. And I mean, like, not just back to where they were originally, like significantly popped up to the point where I was having like root issues, and I was crying, and I like told my mom, I'm like, I'll just put the next tray in, like I'll put tray 6 in. I called the orthodontist and like, what should I do? It was like super painful. But yeah, I guess I do dream about Invisalign. Happy snowy Wednesday. I'm gonna go take my exam and then we're gonna do a tray change. I'll see you guys then. It is exactly 1 o'clock. I finished taking my exam at like 11:50. Got home at like 12 and then ate some lunch. And now we are going to do a tray change. Brush these trays. Honestly, there's nothing like really significant in terms of the bottom one and clarity that I want to mention today. I typically do like a little show or whatever, but I think people get the point that it's been the same. The only part on top is, I don't know how I'm going to be able to show that, but you see I have an attachment right there, and that part got a little grody. But so far that's really like the only part that I'm noticing of any of these. Other than that, it looks exactly the same as when it came out of bag 5. And now, tray number 6. So there is the top that we're going to. It's pretty cool. 5 and number 6. The bottom is the one I always want to have work the best. Number 5, number 6. Per the usual, let's stick the top one in first. It's definitely a lot tighter than the last couple. I'll also say right now too, you can definitely tell when they're tight, and for me initially, because I always end up with like a little bit of a lisp. I don't know what it is. There you go. Hello ladies and gents, it's been my first 5 weeks of the Invisalign journey, And what I decided to do today is do a little comparison of my first tray compared to my 5th tray. Now, I've decided, since I've looked at these a ton, to bring in one of my special friends. This is my cousin Allie.
I am going to school for dental hygiene, and I'm almost done with my first semester.
So, we're just going to look at trays 1 through 5, because I think that's what would be the most interesting versus looking at them all individually. Unless you see something crazy about the other trays that you really want to look at. I personally think 1 through 5, even then we're going to be like, is this going to be anticlimactic, folks?
I have these lovely, like, ugly orange-looking gloves, but I'm not touching these with my bare hands. Like, sorry, I know you take care of them, but no.
Wow, those really smell like
Vinyl.
vinyl.
I mean, it doesn't look that different. See, to me, it doesn't look like anything's really, like, changed. But, like, in your mouth, it looks like stuff's changed. Whereas, like, these trays don't really...
No.
Because 5's on top and 1's on the bottom.
So one of the things that bothered me the most about my teeth were my canines. Do you see any differences in my canines at all?
I mean, it looks like the space has gotten a little bit smaller.
A little bit smaller?
But other than that, like, that's pretty much all I see.
Your teeth are only made to move 1/4 of a millimeter per tray, okay? So at a maximum, let's assume that a single tooth has been, like, projected to move the whole time. It has moved 1 millimeter and 1/4. You know how small that is?
See, the only thing I can say is I think the canine moved a little bit.
So those were those canine teeth she was talking about.
But you can tell more when it's in your mouth. Like, not in the trays. Like, you can't really tell.
Well, and I can definitely tell based on pictures that my canines have moved.
Yeah, but other than that, like, it's not really, like, it doesn't show a whole lot, like, with the actual trays.
Okay, so the upper one's kind of boring. Let's get to the more interesting one, shall we? This is number 5. This is number 1.
It looks like your teeth got bigger. I don't know.
Hey, that's not a bad improvement, am I right?
Front teeth aren't as crooked. That's kind of what I see. Because you didn't mind your canines on the bottom. I think your premolars moved a little bit on this.
My premolars?
Just slightly. So I think they straightened out, and then your premolars moved in a little bit.
I definitely think when I look at this one, like, looking at the bite-wise, like, this one goes far more uphill than this one does. Like, this one, how far it goes uphill compared to this one, like, the teeth relative to each other.
Mm-hmm.
This one is definitely much more, like, higher than this one. Okay, remember how I was talking about my first tray, how I removed it one time, and then it was, like, not sucking back to my tooth is, like, the easiest way to describe it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I found out what that is, and that's because I cracked it right there.
Oh, nice.
So this is kind of like the 1 to 5 week update. It'll be a little bit more interesting when we get into, like, the double digits, I think.
When more teeth start to move, like, there's more changes that you're going to be able to see then.
I'd like to say thank you to our guest for today, and I will see you guys in next week's video. Bye!